Hey guys, welcome to another video on the Inside Spurs channel. Happy Thursday afternoon. Hope you're having a good day and you're staying outside of that miserable rain and you're looking after yourself. Whatever it is that you're doing today, enjoy it. Obviously, if you've got this Easter, I think it's Easter half term, so if you got that off, enjoy yourself. We'll talk a little bit around Alejo Gudmondsson and Conor Gallagher and Spurs' interest in there. Just a bit of an update, nothing mental in that regard. Also do have a interesting report from Mike Keegan surrounding Spurs and the sort of minority investment that Spurs are kind of looking at, as well as an update on Alejo Veliz's potential plans for next season. So plenty to get into, plenty to talk about. Just want to say, if you're new, give us a subscribe. You're very much welcome to join us for the journey. And so let's start really with this report from Team Talk. It said that Tottenham are eyeing a £50 million move for Genoa forward Alejo Gudmondsson, while Chelsea's Conor Gallagher remains a top target for the club this summer. Now, look, 50 million seems to be a really common number at the moment because we talked about, Morgan Gibbs-White being around about 50 million, Alejo Gudmondsson really about 50 million. Obviously, I know teams sort of set a valuation up high. They never really get that. You always set it up high. The team comes in low. You sort of work towards one another, right? You're not going to get 50 million for Alejo Gudmondsson. Not at all. But the fact that they are wanting that means they're going to be in that ballpark, right? They're going to want 35 to 40 at least. For me, I just don't see the value in 35, 40 million for Alejo Gudmondsson. It's not to say that he's not a good player, because I do think he is a good player. Is he what Spurs are looking for is another question. I'm looking for one of those guys. One of those guys, or one of these guys. No, I'm joking. I just don't think Alejo Gudmondsson is that guy. I think, if you look at, let's say it's 40 million, right? Don't you think that 40 million can be spent elsewhere more effectively? Now, I'm not saying, I'm just saying not in the winger position. I'm thinking could that 40 million pay for Conor Gallagher? Could that 40 million pay for a couple of fullbacks, a new defender, a different midfielder? I just think, as much as, yes, there's going to be money to spend this summer, and I do expect Spurs to have a decent summer. I'm not going to sit here and say we're going to spend 250 million. We're not going to, but I think we'll have a decent summer. And that, by the way, we always have to remember outgoings. I think we're all so caught up in incomings. Outgoings is somewhat just as important, So I think Spurs will have a busy summer. I think you'll probably have a swing of somewhere between 10 to 15 players, and a swing being in and out, by the way. I'm not just saying we're going to sign 15 players. It's in and out. Players like your Sergio Reguilons, your Pierre-Emile Højbjergs, your Tanguy Ndombeles, your Alejo Veliz, which I'll talk about in a minute. By the way, there's some on loan, some being sold, obviously some coming in on loan, some being bought. So yeah, I hope we're not there, okay? I'll put that one out there. With Conor Gallagher, look, we obviously know we want a midfielder, We've got guys coming in this summer that we've obviously signed. Hopefully we might see a little bit more of, maybe an Alfie Devine or a Jamie Donnelly, through into next season. I think one of those might become a bit more of a, not a regular starter, but a regular fixture within the squad. I think, if you move in on Højbjerg, this Lo Celso thing is a bit confusing. Evidently he should have come on against West Ham. I don't know why he didn't. So, is there a situation where, okay, those two are going. You're going to get about 30 million. Let's say 25. Let's be really harsh and conservative. You're going to get 25 million for those guys. You're going to need a midfielder to replace at least one of them. You've obviously got Lucas coming in the summer, which we're all really excited about. He's absolutely killing it. Is it a Gallagher? Is it a Gudmondsson? Is it an Edison? Is it... God, there's been so many, to be honest. Those are the main three. Is it one of those? We'll wait and see, obviously. Moving into a little bit around... actually, I'm going to do the investment bit first. I think it was Mike Keegan, again, through the Mail Sport. And he was talking about it. Obviously, we know that Spurs and Daniel Levy are looking into getting investment from outside for a minority stake in the club, right? So it's not... I know you might not be a Daniel Levy lover, but this is true. Levy's, it's come from Spurs themselves. It's come from outside Spurs. Spurs are looking at a minority investment. They have for years. Doesn't mean we're going to have it soon, but they are looking. So it said that Spurs remain tight-lipped on whom those investors were, but it's thought that Qatar Sports Investments, who own PSG, haven't expressed an interest before, but are focusing on other projects, including MotoGP. A number of American investment groups are circling. So, circling. MotoGP. I used to love that growing up. Valentino Rossi, the Doctor. I used to love that. Nicky Hayden, Casey Stoner. If you know MotoGP, you know I'm dropping some absolute bombs there. But look, on that side of things, there's been times where American ownership has gone well, or at least not been a catastrophic failure. Look at Liverpool. You know, they're doing up Anfield. I mean, they've been competitive for the last few years. They tried to give Klopp what they can. Maybe they've at times missed a trick or two, but all in all, I think they've been decent enough owners. When you look at Chelsea, Tom Bowley, his heart's in the right place. He's spending the money. He just seems to not have signed a striker. The one area of their team where if they had a striker, they'd probably be a hell of a lot higher in the league. Hence why this summer could be really interesting to go for the Victor Osimhen's of the world. We look at Man United, absolute crap fest. You know, the fact that they're in so much debt and you're looking around going, for what? We had a 75,000 seater stadium, which is falling apart. We've got out-of-date training facilities at Carrington. The squad doesn't, we spent money on the squad, but that's not Glazer's money. That's money of the club. And they keep taking dividends and putting us further into debt. So we've got to be careful about who we're investing with. And I think this is where maybe Daniel Levy gets stick as well as a little bit of love. Stick in terms of it's taking too long, but love saying, well, look, we're not just jumping at the first offer. And I wouldn't want to jump at the first offer. If it's not the right thing, it's not the right thing. I'd rather just... I don't want two different types of ownership not being right. I want one being perfect. That's why people keep talking about Sheikh Jassim, the guy that put a bid in for Man United, who Ratcliffe said doesn't exist. That's a bonkers old thing, that is. Man United every day just continue to surprise me. Good or bad. Moving into Alejo Veliz. So first I saw it from Uriel Looked. And look, it's translated, but it says that Bournemouth is attentive to Alejo Veliz's situation. In June, he will return to Tottenham, and it's almost a fact that he'll go out on loan. We know it's a fact because through team talk and via Fabrizio Romano, it says, now according to trusted transfer guru Fabrizio Romano, Tottenham are once again set to loan out Veliz next season. However, amid the forwards' lack of game time in Spain, Tottenham will demand guarantees of the player's outlook for regular action when discussing terms with interested clubs. Tottenham are preparing a new loan with different plan for Alejo Veliz for next season, as he's not playing at Sevilla, and I hope he doesn't. Now, I do I try to every Tuesday do a loan roundup of all the guys out on loan, good, bad and ugly. And I just never talk about Veliz. I just never do. If he does play, it's for genuinely that many minutes. It's sometimes less. I've probably played for Sevilla nearly as much as he has. And it's been a rubbish loan. And yes, maybe speaking the language helps. And, you get C. Lamella and things like that. But he's not learning anything, is he? He'd be better off playing those 3 minutes at Spurs. Because what's he learning at Sevilla that he wouldn't learn at Spurs? And let's be honest, he'd learn more at Spurs than Sevilla when this is the club that he's going to be at. So, we should demand playtime next season. Now, the issue that you're going to have with Bournemouth is Solanke. Is he going to be there next season? Maybe, let's say Solanke is gone. They're going to get about 40, 50, 60 million for Solanke, genuinely, because he's done a good season for a team that has actually... When you've actually look at Bournemouth this season, they're not far off mid-table. They're completely safe. I think they're on 41 points now. I think they're 12, 13, somewhere in there. Completely safe. And it's quite weird because we all thought that manager was going to get sacked. He didn't. He actually ended up turning it around. And Solanke's been fantastic for them. But you got Unal as well. What's going to happen with him? Would he be the starter next season? They'd obviously look to reinvest some of that money in replacing Solanke. Would Veliz get enough game time? And the issue that I have is I don't think he would. And that's why I think he will go elsewhere. I think he would leave England and get game time. And if it is in Spain, well, they said, we want him to be for a team further down in the Spanish league. Well, Sevilla were near the bottom anyway at the time. So how much further can he go? But we shall see. But anyway, guys, that's the video. Hope you enjoyed. Drop a like on the video. If you did, hit me in the comment section. Your thoughts, feelings about Gudmondsson and Gallagher and, that mess of what the attack could be. Obviously, your thoughts, feelings about a minority stake being bought by potentially an American firm. We'll call them American firm, investment group, whatever. And obviously, Veliz's potential game time next year. And where you maybe see him going. Do you see it being more? Do you see it being elsewhere? Obviously, it'd be interesting to see what you guys think. Obviously, subscribe to the channel if you're new and hit the notification for more. Better guys, end the video. And I'll see you all very, very soon. Take care, guys.